All right, Richard, you know where we are? We're going deep into the heart of the Amazon rainforest, up the Urubamba River, in search of pre-Spanish ruins. And we're here because about a year ago, I bought this book at Ernst and Hadley, a small thrift store in Tuscaloosa. The book is The Cloud Forest. It's by this man, Peter Matheson, and he wrote it about his travels in Peru in the 1960s. Matheson worked for Life magazine and also the CIA. And he was here ostensibly writing about the Amazon rainforest. He met a man here named Cesar Cruz. Cruz was a plantation owner and a generally untrustworthy character who told Matheson that deep in the jungle he knew where two things were: ancient Inca ruins and a giant dinosaur fossil. Matheson didn't really believe him, but he decided to go on a trip anyway. Now, after reading this book, I was curious, and I have access to some things that Peter Matheson didn't have in 1960, including up-to-date satellite maps. So I looked around the area that he described in the book, and I found something interesting. What I found was this clearing, with these strange, what looks to me like man-made objects in it. Now, what's especially interesting is that it generally matched the description of where the site is supposed to be. Now, the catch is, the dinosaur fossil is real. Here it is with Matheson and Cruz in 1960. Here it is in a scientific research paper in 2007. Now, the reason we're here, Richard, is because Matheson never found the Inca ruins. A couple months ago, I booked flights down here for me and you, and I reserved a guide who's a lot more trustworthy than Cesar Cruz was, our guide Renato.
Well, we've just arrived in Cusco. We've just spoken to the guide, and we should be well on our way, hopefully tonight, to the river, where we'll arrange for some boats tomorrow morning that will theoretically take us right up to the site.
We, thanks to modern technology, were able to navigate the entire river, which took him months to go down, in a single day. Hopefully tomorrow, we'll be able to do the same thing. Renato's done a great job. We landed in Cusco 2 days ago, and he's gotten us all the way out here without any trouble or issue. This is the first sort of resistance we've really faced. And it's that we're gonna have to figure out how we're gonna get to the nearest settlement, which is Puerto Ilama. We're gonna have to get down a creek to where we want to be.
we want to go. There's different versions. One of them said this can be 2 days in boat.
Yeah.
But other people said no, nobody's going. They told me more people will be coming, alright, and then we're gonna keep asking what's the real. And I was talking with him. He grew up very close where we are going, where we want to go there. Alright, actually, is to go there can be like 5 hours, with using a boat. After that, después del bote, papi, ¿cuánto tiempo más tenemos que caminar de más o menos? 2 horas. He said maybe a couple hours more to go there. And then he had been there, I don't know, like 10 years ago. And then he saw other group came and they like us. And then no foreigners. They came from close from Cusco. They tried to go there to the place, and then he says yes. That's true. And you said there is the creek, right? Yeah, he's fine. Yeah, there is one creek there, and then there is like one cave. Alright, you have to go through this place, and then that's so when you are very close, suddenly happens something. Who knows something like it start raining. Alright, thunders and then everything. And then suddenly also because it's canyon. I saw in that picture, right? It's a little canyon, right?
Yeah.
Canyon. And then anytime or any moment, we don't know why, because the place is so really like secret, I mean something enigma, something secret, mysteries. We don't know why. And I can't believe that he's talking with him right now. And then he couldn't to go there because almost they died.
We've had like 5 or 6 different people independently tell us about it. The description they give matches the description that Peter Matheson got in 1960 without, we didn't show them the book, we didn't tell them anything about it besides the name of the place. The location matches the location that it's supposed to be in. And everybody knows about it. The policeman knows about it, the woman who cooked our food knows about it, the fishermen down by the river know about it, and they all tell similar stories about it. So there's definitely something out there, and it's very close by.
This is new, right? We are going. Of course, it's possible to go 5 hours to go there, but only 2 persons in each boat.
Okay.
All right? But I will propose it each, to this place. Shankivirintsi, right?
We need the permission of the local tribe that lives there to go traipsing around in their woods, which makes sense. They have a strong superstition about it. And like the policeman's story, we went down the river to the mouth of the cave entrance with the waterfall and a low wall, which is what Matheson describes in the book as being the description that he got from the Michinega in 1960. It seems like there's more of the site beyond the cave. And I don't know if that means it's in the cave. I don't know if that means it's like on the other side of the cave you come out and there's light. It's very interesting. I would like to go out there and see something. But we're not asking around for a picture right now. I find it unlikely that someone will give it to him if they have it. But you never know. He's very persistent. And he's clearly interested in this also. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
One of them told me, don't go. And then the other ones, no, they are friendly. It's no problem. You can go. And then I said, but I want to leave now. All right, it's not possible. Why? Because the community from here, one representative from this community have to first contact with another community. And then telling we are going there. All right, how many people, and then what's our purpose to go there. All right, what we are bringing, something like this.
We've been in Shankivirintsi for 2 days now. We have been reaching out to the local tribe, and the problem is the only form of communication they have is WhatsApp, which they check sporadically. The government officials here have been reaching out to them all day, and they haven't gotten a response. So that's problem number one. And that's a solvable problem. We could just wait here a couple days. But the problem number two, which is a little bit of a bigger problem, Renato keeps getting different answers for how far away it is. But most of these answers tend to cluster around a week. And they split it differently in terms of like maybe it's a day by boat and then 5 days hiking in the jungle. Maybe it's only 5 hours one way and then 5 hours back. So anyway, it's unclear how far away it is, and people seem to have different conceptions. And that's the thing, you read about this place, and then be like, yeah, you know, I was at camp for 3 weeks waiting for somebody to get back to me. You know, when this is your full-time job, it's one thing, but when you're a student and you're cutting class to find lost cities, you know, you still have to be responsible. Yeah, problem number three, which I don't think is real, but people here swear by, is that the place is cursed. And people have told stories of like 3 years ago, a group of 8 people went there, and then 2 of them started throwing up, and it started raining violently, and I think 2 out of the 8 ended up dying on that trip. A police officer we talked to told us a story about 10 years ago. He went there, and on his way there, the rain came down, and the valley that it was in flash flooded, like right at the mouth of the cave entrance, and he said he almost died that day. I think part of the problem is that they go during the rainy season, because right now it's the dry season, and so that compounds the length of the trip, because we'd have to drag the canoes in places where the creek gets too low. But the problem with going during the rainy season is that you have the dangers of the flash flooding and stuff. So right now, the guide's basically like, there's no way forward with it. So we're going to go to bed and wake up really early and head back to civilization tomorrow. There were some very skeptical professors when I told them about this. So I'm going to reach back out to them and say, hey, I came out here, and the people out here believe this is true. So if you thought that, you know, some rumor from 1960 was not worth your time, here's a rumor from 2024, and it's the same rumor. I don't know. We made good time getting out here. We got all the way out here in 2 days. One of the most remote parts of the world. 2 days. So it's been a little disappointing we can't get another 12 miles downriver, but I mean, how many lost ruins do you find in one lifetime? What you know about Morrissey? What you know about the Smiths?
I know all about the Smiths, man.
I read a book, and the book said that there's a lost room down here, and I was like, I'm not sure if I believe you, but I'll come out here. And sure enough, I mean, it's the same thing happened to Matheson, right? He came out here based on a rumor. He didn't really believe. I'm sure he heard the same thing. And just like him, I'm now convinced that it is real and it's still there. And there's people that can get me there if I came back and had time. But just like Matheson, he said it poetically. Let me see what his words were. For on the basis of all the evidence, pro and con, that I've heard, I now believe that the Picha ruin exists. But if it served once as an excuse to enter the jungle, it can serve again. At this point, I am suffering from a certain sense of failure. For not only do we miss our chance at locating Shankivirintsi, but after all this time and risk, we had to leave the place behind. Still, I'm leaving Policolpo willingly in the certainty I will be here again at another time. For I've caught Andres' jungle fever, the strong sense that something mysterious exists here which, even if located, can never be found again. Yeah, something like that.
Je connais un coin de rue où l'on va jeter son cœur quand le pauvre ne sait plus que répandre des pleurs. Et malheur à tous ceux-là qui n'osent pas le jeter et reviennent sur. Car peut-être un jour, qui sait, j'en aurai